Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the previous video about the vision board, and if you guys have ever done a vision board, please comment on that video and let me know how it was, and if any of the things that you wrote on your vision board you were able to achieve, and also the time frame. And thank you for returning to my channel. And today, as I promised guys, I'll be sharing my experience with the Daniel fast, which is the 21 days fast that is usually done in January. Yes, that in the Bible. And guys, the journey was practically different from last year. That's what I want you guys to know. For me, it became, I don't know, it was so intentional. Even last year I did it, but I didn't get the same, what can I say, I didn't get the same fulfillment that I got this year. And I didn't, what can I didn't have breakthroughs that I want. Okay, I didn't have breakthroughs that I wanted when I embarked on the journey last year. And also, I think I was only prepared in 2021. I was only prepared in terms of the food, but spiritually and mentally, I wasn't. I just want to be honest, I think I wasn't. But this year, in all the aspects, I was so prepared, guys. Um, but it's not, it wasn't easy. It was an uncomfortable, that uncomfortability that you've been yearning for. It's not that uncomfortability that you cannot handle, but it's that uncomfortability that you've been yearning for, and you like, I want this move. I want this move. So um internally I want this move in all aspects. So for those who don't know what the Daniel fast is, it is a fast. It's actually in the Bible. um it's whereby a Daniel from the Bible decided to embark on a fast for spiritual purposes, whereby for 3 weeks he was saying um, he will not eat any delicate foods. He will not nourish his skin, and alcohol will not touch his lips for 3 weeks, which is 21 days. So now people embark on it in January, and it's usually you get to choose actually, but then some people prefer to do it on the third week of January. Others do it on the second week. So yeah, if you are doing it with people, usually in church they have a certain date so that they can be able to end or break the fast on the 31st of January. And for me, this year, as aligning it with my vision board, I was like, by the third, that is when I'll start my Daniel fast. And on that third, that was the same day that I put my vision board up. So by coincidence, they were aligning. They were in sync actually. So that is how it worked for me. And yes, I did have breakthroughs that I was praying for, and it was worth it, I can say. And so I had to change my food. Although I'm someone who eats vegetables, but now these vegetables, in terms of now, when I'm embarking on the Daniel fast, it's a bit different from the Bible, because what happens is that you have to eat plant-based food. And for seasoning, I could only use salt and black pepper. I did not eat meat. Yeah, meat is one of the things you don't have to eat. I was not eating dairy, so it's strictly plant-based. It's not very vegan, because for vegans maybe they can use a lot of other spices and they can eat other things. So it's plant-based, sort of similar to the vegan because um, the dairy is not there as well, and but then also in the vegan eating plan there are things that you cannot eat. um, White rice is not accepted. If you want to eat rice, it has to be brown rice, but also with it you have to eat it in minimal portions. So I was eating a lot of vegetables, and I ended up being what can I say, being addicted to potatoes. When I eat, like when I'm on my lifestyle, omitting carbs and everything, I always omit the potatoes. But during the fast, guys, I ate a lot of potatoes. I don't want to lie. Ate a lot of potatoes, more than the sweet potato. And also you have to omit sugar. And then on the Twitter group, they were doing the 90 days of sugar the following week. So I was like, yo guys, it's January, and yeah, people are hitting their things very hard. So back on my fast, and I would have to um, what I did different from last day is that I think I followed it mostly to the T, even with the prayer where you have to pray. You don't only pray in the morning when you wake up, or in night when you go to sleep. You have to even pray during the day. So it kept me on my toes. It kept me grounded, kept me on my toes. And I had 2 reading plans on my Bible. 2 reading plans. One was reading the Bible, which is still a continuous process because it's like for the entire year. And then the other one was the Daniel Fast daily devotion. So I kept reading them each day for until the last day, which was the 21st. And what it has done to me is that as I was saying, that there were breakthroughs that I was praying for. Besides those things that are on my vision board, I would pray for breakthroughs. But the most important thing that I wanted to get from the Daniel fast is spiritual growth. And it was a very, what can I say? It was a deep topic for me, and then I wanted spiritual growth, and I wanted a lot from that spiritual growth. And I don't want to lie, I got breakthroughs from my Daniel fast. I don't want to lie, like even on the I started on the 3rd of January, and then on the 13th something happened, and it was part of the breakthroughs. And I was like, but how? This was supposed to be on the previous day. I had lost hope that it will actually happen. And it goes to the saying that everything happens in God's time. So it happened in God's time. Got it on the next day, and it was part of the breakthrough that I was praying for. But it was on my time, or human time, it was one day late, but on God's time, it was right on time. So yeah, I got breakthroughs, and I'm content, and I'm also growing, and I'm learning a lot. With social media, I had to cut a few things, but because I use social media for communication, like for my work, for school and all that, I couldn't cut it off entirely. So yes, I just cut one off, and then I was left with the others because that is where I was engaging in terms of things that I want to learn. That is where they lied, and also they were in relation with the fast. And then I took some time off. There's there are shows I used to watch on YouTube, and they used to take most of my time. Actually, soapies, guys. Yeah, I used to watch like 2 soapies on my YouTube channel, and then they would take most of my time, so I had to cut those off. When they say it's that uncomfortable daily that you love. So yeah, I had to cut some time off from there, and then on a daily basis, I will read the Daniel fast devotions, and then I will pick up some things that I've learned. But one of the things I know is that if you something that is very uncomfortable for people is that if you are angry, if you have anger, you have resentment, you have all those negative words, negativity is you can't do the fast. So it's even before the death came, I had to let go. So there's a lot of uncomfortability that you have to go through, because you have to do self-introspection before the fast. Is there anyone that I'm holding a grudge against? Is there anything that is heavy that I'm carrying? Is judgment and also all that. If you carry that, you can't do the fast. The fast is actually pointless if you do it with all those burdens. So it was a lot of letting go of issues. Also, even if someone is doing you wrong, you what I had to do was that even if someone wrongs me, I have to be like, yes, I feel that hurt, and then I have to get over it so quick, and not nurse that feeling. And that for me, it's very nice, because the fast kept me accountable. It kept me, it reminded me of God's love. It reminded me that that is the one of the things that I have to carry. I have to carry love. I have to carry love with whomever I meet, whether I see a stranger on the street, if I see someone someone doing me wrong, I still have to look at it in with the side eye. And because I'm under a fast, and with that fast, it's teaching me a lot of things, and it also taught me a lot of stillness. So instead of watching whatever I used to watch, I would like maybe take my book and read it. If I'm not reading the book, I'm able to sit in stillness and just be in my own thoughts. And when they say we are trying to hear God's voice, or excuse me, and like something similar like that. Because I remember at this one time I was like praying so hard, like, I want to hear you. I want to feel you. So I was like, how do you hear God's voice? And then it hit me that hearing God's voice might not be in the way that I think I will hear Him. It was said that be guided by love and loyalty, become a generous giver, and in terms of hearing God's voice. So there was even a time for me when I was reading the book that I'm currently reading, which is Sarah J. Roberts' book, which says Woman Evolved. It's a very nice book, guys. And also I'm actually still reading that book, and I'm enjoying it. There was a time, there's a quote in the book that was saying, if you are still alive, there is an even more powerful, purposeful woman waiting to take root and produce fruit within you. This version of me believes health is wealth. And through that, I was saying, this is funny, because the following day I was starting a new workout routine, and it just happened that I read that passage on the book. And Sarah continues to say, start a business. And on my side, I was trying to apply for jobs again. And she continues to say, goes back to school. And on my side, I'm working on my thesis and also other academic stuff. And then financial stability. And for me, I keep praying about it. And I started a new saving method this year. Even last year, I had a different saving method. This year, I elevated it a bit, and I gave myself 6 months to carry on the routine and see where it takes me. And Sarah says continuously evolve. And then I was like, if this book is not talking to me, then I don't know. Because for me, when I would read my Daniel devotion, and then I'll read my other Bible plan that I have, and then read my book. But every time I'm reading these three different books, they speak, they are in sync. Then I'm like, wow. So it would give me more time to think about what I've just read, because they are so in sync that sometimes I feel like, wow, okay, this passage and that passage, how do they align? So sometimes they give me a surprise, and then they would align with something that is currently happening to me. And but I'll be like, God, if it's you, and then I'm in no doubt. So from the Daniel fast, I had to live by love. I and I had to learn about stillness more, and I had to be comfortable in my own thoughts, because what had happened is that I started because I was having this new gym routine. I signed up for gym. It was part of my vision board things under the health and fitness. I said between January or February I'll be joining a gym, and I did in January join the gym, and I started this routine. Every day I'll go to the gym, and then I still have classes of I choose to be active. And even when I would go for my runs as well, I would like not listen to music, because I just wanted to have that moment to be in my thoughts without the music, without the podcast. And then other days I would listen to a podcast, and time would pass me by so quick. That time I'm working out and I'm listening to a podcast, but I would be so invested in both that I would feel so amazed by the things that I'm listening on the podcast. And one of the podcasts that I was listening to, it was also Sarah Jakes Roberts with her husband, and then there was also one with Sarah Jakes which says "Woman Evolve." Yeah, so she has a podcast and a book. So sometimes I would listen to the podcast while working out. Sometimes I would just listen to the podcast while going to the stores instead of listening to music. So it the first taught me like there are other ways to, what can I say, to hear God's voice. You could be able to communicate through Him through a worship song, your prayers, your daily devotions. Like it was a very nice journey. And when the fast ended, tell you guys, when the fast ended, it left when you are, what can I say, when you leave home, or maybe someone from home, your siblings leave, it left me that hole. It was like something is missing, and I don't know what to do with myself. But I don't want to lie, the fast did make good, guys. It did me really well. Things like be humble, be specific, persistent, and expectation. Those are some of the keywords that I got from the fast. And what else? Yeah, specific, persistent, expectant, love, and yeah. So it's and also it it gave me that opportunity to, when I'm comfortable in my own thoughts, also an opportunity to read more. And it was a really nice journey. I don't want to lie. In terms of the food, I also was not allowed to have coffee, guys. So, but I will actually put maybe a link, I don't know, something. You can research more about the Daniel fast. And I was not doing it for it's for a spiritual purpose, yes. And then what happened, I got more out of the fast than I actually thought I would. The end product was great. To I didn't. What did I miss? The food that I missed during the fast, it has to be cheese. I don't know, for odd reasons I was missing cheese. I didn't miss the meat. I was like, whatever. I would have friends who would cook their meaty food. One of my flatmates likes to bake, so I couldn't eat her baked goodies. But I was I was not running away from temptation, saying that no, I just want to stay alone. I don't want to be around people. It wasn't the case. I was able to say no to the things that I know I cannot eat. I was able to say yes to those that I can eat, but most of the time it was like me saying no, because I had to eat food that was cooked with salt and pepper. That was it, salt and black pepper. That was it. So couldn't eat food cooked by other people because yes, you know. And is it something that I would do again? It was actually my second year doing the Daniel fast, and yes, it's something I would do again. And I love the end results, and I, it was a very nice journey. And if you guys have ever done the Daniel fast, please comment on the comment section and let me know how your experience was, and if you had any breakthroughs, or what did you gain from it, and the challenges that you faced, maybe food withdrawals, because there's a lot of stuff that you don't eat, like coffee, you don't drink. I actually didn't think I would survive without caffeine. Okay, I thought I needed caffeine to be able to work out, but I did like workouts twice a day, and I still had the energy. So it taught me that some of the things that I think I need, I don't actually need to function. Yeah. So it just tested me, and then it showed me that not everything is a need. It's just it's just all in the mind that I need caffeine to survive. I can't do anything without my morning coffee. It was just all in the state of mind. And so thank you. Well, this is an example of some of the food that I was eating during the Daniel fast. You can see it's a lot of vegetables,